has been an amazing reading year full of so many different genres and so many new booktube friends to wax poetic about books with. Out of all those books we discussed and debated and shared, here are my top 14 favorite books I read in 2014. Starting off at number 14, I had to include Simple Jess by Pamela Morsi. This is actually a historical romance set in the Old West, but it's so unique. The main male lead has a mental disability, which is very rare. In fact, this may be the only romance book I've ever read with that premise. And it's just handled so beautifully and so sweet and romantic. I love this book. At number 13, we have Ender's Shadow by Orson Scott Card, which is a parallel story to the sci-fi classic Ender's Game. I like any book that can get me to battle school, but this went beyond that. I loved Bean as a character. I definitely identified with Bean as a person more than I did with Ender. Ender's Game is still my favorite story, but I love Ender's Shadow because I love the character of Bean. At number 12, we have The Tub of Happiness by Howard Taylor, which is part of the Schlock Mercenary webcomic series. This is sci-fi humor at its comic-y best, highly recommended. Coming in at number 11 is the novella Destroy Me by Tahereh Mafi, fantasy YA. Yes, a novella is part of my top 14 of 2014 list, but this novella is incredible. It's such a deep character study of Warner and was just an elegant piece of writing to boot. Number 10, The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen, contemporary YA. This has one of my favorite male protagonists of the year with Wes, and the writing style is just fun to read too. Number 9, A Soldier's Duty by Jean Johnson. This is sci-fi and really technical sci-fi too, but the overall premise of someone who can see all possible paths the future can take, and then as decisions are made, can see all those paths shifting and condensing, and starts calculating the odds of which futures will happen. It's just enthralling, and this book had me hooked all the way through. Number 8, Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Stephanie Perkins' way of writing is just a pleasure to read. The characters in the story are nowhere near perfect or ideal or even often desirable at all, but it's all the more real for it. Good book. At number 7, we have the Kate Daniels series, at least the parts I read this year. This is paranormal and is an amazing paranormal series whose world will just grip onto you and never let you go. We have at number 6, Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is YA suspense and is so well done. And surprisingly, not that many people have read it yet, so read it. It's definitely one of JLA's good ones. At number 5, we have the Paradox series by Rachel Bach. This is a space opera trilogy, and I have not stopped raving about it since I read it. It's my ideal blend of darkness and sweetness and fascinatingness. This is good stuff. Number 4 is the entire YA Paranormal Raven Boys series to date. I read all 3 of them this year and am blown away. They are unlike anything else in the YA genre right now. The writing is just perfect, and she has such a way with the turn of a metaphor and a description, and the world is just so vivid. I am dying to read the 4th book. At number 3, we have the entire steampunk webcomic series Girl Genius to date. This is like someone wrote a webcomic with me, specifically me, in mind. I can't really imagine how it could be more perfect, and I really wish they could draw faster because I'm kind of addicted. Coming in at number 2 is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is epic fantasy that definitely deserves the name epic. It's big, it's all-encompassing, it's got a large cast of characters, it's got an intricately built world, and it's got Kaladin and his bridge runners. It's pretty damn near perfection. Alright, now for our number 1 book of 2014, and that was Cress by Marissa Meyer. Cinder had made it to number 4 on my 2013 top list, but Marissa Meyer keeps improving, and Cress was perfection. So much perfection that I'm prepared for winter to pretty much kill me. And we have to wait till November 2015 for it? Anyway, Cress weaves multiple storylines into one epic story and takes a main male lead that I never would have imagined in a million years being able to be rehabilitated into a leading man, and makes you dang love him. It was an incredible feat, and 11 months after having read it, it has managed to fight off all challengers for the title of my favorite book of 2014. Good books, so many good books. How would you reorder this list? What would you take off? Put on? What was your favorite book of the year?